We have come to the Dhaneshwar caves. It's one of my favorite places here in this area. It's in central provinces of India and on the plateaued area. And these caves are ancient. They have done carbon dating, the Archaeological Society of India, and they dated it to 3,300 years old. So it's not very ancient, but some of the animals that you see on the cave, the paintings, are quite strange, you know. For example, there's a big giraffe with a horn. Giraffes have very small horn. And there are some horses. So people used horses here, but mostly different types of shapes and lines. Maybe it's written in their own language. And it's a lovely area. You have the river here, it's very green, and it's in the middle of the forest. So we used to go and look at some herbs. I'll show you one such herb, a plant, tree really, and show you what they do to it. So there is a temple in one of the caves, but nobody's there. I remember the last time I came here, there was a holy man in the cave who says he meditated there, you know, and prayed there. People hardly ever come here. I mean, if you are not guided by the local people, you will never get here. To find a river, you know, in the middle of nowhere is quite interesting. There are lots of trees growing around, and I can see a Arjun tree, the bark of which is used for toning up the heart, cardiotonic. It's got a red color, the bark is bright red. How did human beings find such things? And I think the same color has been used to do these paintings, because it's very similar. The color of the paintings is quite similar to the bark of the Arjun tree, and it does stain when you touch it. And imagine you make a cardiotonic medicine out of it, very popular in Ayurvedic medicine, and people use it for blood pressure, for cardiac failure when the heart doesn't beat very well and you get swelling in the feet and ankles and knees, thighs. So it's very interesting. And then in the jungle I did find lots of different trees and the fruits of which are used in traditional Ayurvedic medicine, like amla you see shatavari, you see different types of herbs here. And we brought the doctors here for one of the courses, but they basically came to see these lovely caves, but we did a class here on herbs. This is the beautiful Arjun tree. It's a very powerful, the bark of which is very powerful cardiotonic, and it's used in medicine till date. And they also make incisions on the locals, on the tree, and you get a sort of gum. The gums are very important medicinal product. So they're used in preparation of medicines and thickening the dishes, you know, like different curry form, and also for making of sweets, which Indians love. So it's interesting that this Arjun tree always grow near the river, and it's interesting how the red color has been used for these paintings that you see in the caves. It's the same color, and people knew so many things 3,300 years ago. or even more. This is the honeycomb. It's fallen from the mahua tree, and I found it on the ground here. So the local people like Bhura, my man Friday, he would come and he'll blow the bees away, and then he'll break the honeycomb to get wine. He's done that for me. How he does it, he's not afraid of being bitten. It's an art. He's been living in the forest. He knows everything about the forest. This is the mahua tree. The flowers of mahua are very, very sweet. They are used by the locals to make a sort of wine, beer, and they distill it near the river here, and it is so common here to make alcohol out of this. For all the festivals, when they dance, they have all the wedding ceremonies, they drink this wine.